So, good evening, everyone, and good morning to those who are in different timelines. And welcome back to the webinar series. This is the first session of March, and I think this is quite a what popular topic. Everybody wants to know why certain repetitive patterns, keep happening, keep uh, recurring in their life, including us. We are not just talking about you. But I think we ourselves are in a journey where, we constantly look at our life and we think what pattern is repeating and how we can decode and collapse it and come out of it and start living the way we want to live. So from that perspective, we came up with this particular topic for this month. Also, partially, if you see, we spoke about um, going to inner voice in Jan. From there, we spoke about conscious creation. And in conscious creation, we could see those of you who have attended and seen the recordings are aware that there are certain things which cannot be altered, we said, but we are here to live with them. So then, how to look at them? Because usually, if I have a situation in my life which cannot change, cannot alter, then my mind, the first reaction that my mind gives is, oh, this is such a big punishment. Because we all want to feel in charge, in control, that, I say it, I order, and I get it. That's how, as a child, also we grow up. Like, we test our parents' boundaries saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. Because the natural reaction, natural expectation is when I want something, I want to have it. Also, this is inherent nature because we all are god of our own universe, and we know somewhere deeper down, each one of us knows that God can have what God wants, and God always gets what God wants. But then today I come here and I'm suffering in a relationship, or I'm suffering in my career, or my money is not flowing the way, and I don't want this. Then why is it not changing? That's the question. And with that question, I believe, why me, or how this can alter, or I'm not able to, and all these illogical questions and the helplessness and frustration of not having the answer is what brings the suffering. And the first response to that is running away. So we started from the pattern of running away. Remember, in avoid. We want to avoid something, that's why we want to have something in life. Now we have collapsed that. And we are talking about consciously creating something. And how to know which aspect in your life is not changing. So usually nowadays, I think this term has become quite popular because more people are so called aware that, there is karma. People even say karma is a, I don't want to say that word, but karma comes back. So when we hear this, at least when I heard this for the first time, or even when I read it anywhere today on social media, the tone is of punishment. You know, the karma will hit you back. Your karma will come back to you. So it is like a warning. And I think in our experience, Priya and I, we both have learned, understood that karma is not a punishment. Karma is not actually a punishment if we are able to turn it, if we are able to understand it properly. Yeah, Priya, you want to add something?
Yeah, in fact, it takes me back to the earlier webinar where we were talking of conscious creation and pain. So when we have tried it all to change something in our life, I think the word karma comes there, and we say, "Oh, you know what? This is karmic. I have to live this." And as Gayatri says, it's a punishment, and it's a punishment because it's painful. But let me take you back to the discussion that we have had around pain, where we said pain it becomes a suffering or a punishment when we are not able to crack what we need to learn. So, if I correlate all of this, karma is not a punishment. Karma might be painful because it cannot be altered, and the quest is to alter that. Now, what to alter and what not to alter around that is what our entire month is going to be around. How can we make a conscious choice around this constant? Okay. And how can we change the pain going to a suffering to pain turning into something which is created consciously and we learn out of it? And with that, there is a possibility. I'm not saying that it will surely happen. There is a possibility that this karma can get dissolved. When I say get dissolved, for example, if we talk of karma that I am born with such parents, that will not get dissolved in this life. You're born through these parents, you will be, this entire life is about that. You're born with this set of parents only. So that is something which cannot change. But what can change is the context of your relation and contract with them, which you feel is karmic and painful, can turn into something very beautiful, which actually you had asked for. So God gets what God wants ultimately. But the maze is to crack this pain into a conscious creation where you can live actually what you have wanted to live when you came with a contract. I hope that is making sense. So this entire month is devoted around one, what is the painful or the karmic things in your life which you feel is painful and it is causing you suffering? And how can you kind of look at this from a perspective where this pain has turned into suffering, but you come back and say, what is it trying to teach me? And hence, what can I create out of it? So, all the 4 webinars this month are dedicated to different topics around this, where we decode karma as a concept, where we decode our personal karma and understand what has actually been paining us is the path for us to live what we have actually come here to live. Yeah, Gayatri?
Yeah. And our intention for all of us is, when we understand this, one thing can happen. We intend that for all of us to happen by the end of this month is we start looking at our karma as a blessing. Because the karma, in one simple line, is that program which is bringing you back to your original track of soul plan. And that soul plan was your own creation, just for pure sense of or intention of experiencing something that was consciously created. And that conscious creation, when you stepped on that track with your free choice, limited understanding, wrong, right, whatever interpretations, accidents, whatever happened, you got deviated. And now your life is operating here. Your original track is here. And there is a part in you who is getting pulled towards this. That part has planned this. So that you go and finally go within and take a U-turn. And once you take U-turn, what Priya said, part of the karma can get dissolved. There are certain kinds of karmas, the moment you take U-turn, there is something called as grace of time. And instead of, suffering for or living through that karma for 10 years, you might switch it and come back to your original track within 6 months, 2 years, or you just feel more resourceful if that does not get dissolved. So that is the intention of this month's webinar. So really, really, pull through these topics. Sit with yourself and sit with the most uncomfortable things in your life, and you will see how it is actually doing you a favor. So the journey can begin there. Now, when we say that there are four different, categories of karmas that we are trying to discuss according to our understanding, the first and basic thing is there are certain things which are non-changeable, like Priya said. I cannot have different set of parents in this lifetime. They are the perfect set of parents for me for this life, and this conceptual understanding and my experience does not match. So my journey is about experientially I feel that my parents are perfect parents for me. That's when my bond with them alters. And of course, that changes a lot of other things in my life because they are the source of my life. That's one thing. There could be many other things like this which may or may not change. For somebody, money is the biggest karma. They have planned it for this lifetime. So either not having money, no matter how much they work, and they are here to learn something about, living a life of humility with less amount of money, or having a lot of amount of money, and then something comes with that, and that is a karma. For somebody, a relationship can be a karma, and they are here to live and end that. So the things which will not alter, we have already touched on those, those things in brief last month. Karmas related to root chakra and karmas related to sacral chakra, they may not alter fully or not at all. Each journey is unique. Then there are other karmas, the karmas of chakras above that. The karmas of, say, solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra. These are the karmas which can majorly be altered. The consequence of that might have impacted your root and sacral, and that part will not alter. For example, if somebody did misuse their spiritual powers to create wealth and make somebody else suffer, now that spiritual power misuse is the crown chakra karma, but the impact has happened on the root chakra. So that impact will not change. But how they use their spiritual power this lifetime, that can alter. And from there, they can help people come back to their good life, or they can go through the similar things even when having a good spiritual practice. So, are you getting how which part can change and which part may not change? It's very unique for everybody.
I can give another example over here.
Yeah.
For example, a person's gender will not change. You are born in a particular body and you have come here to experience that. But if suppose a person says that just because I'm born a particular gender, man, woman, whatever, I have a lot of hurt around it and I have created something around that hurt and I have done something uh, which is not appropriate, then that can be resolved. That can be changed. The hurt which is in the heart chakra can be altered. Or taking charge of your life and your gender and living it well in your solar plexus can be altered. But your gender cannot be altered because you have come with this body. And there is a reason for that. Yeah. So, one of the reasons why we are saying this is because today's topic is around what are the conscious things, what are the things that you have chosen consciously, and what are the things that you've chosen unconsciously. You don't know why you've chosen it. Most times, people try to crack things that they can't change. It's like going and banging your head against a wall and saying, I want to change this, I want to change this, I want to change this, when actually you have come here to live it and crack that. So when you make a conscious choice around something which you had made unconsciously and you are living it as a consequence, like for example, Gayatri said that I have come with a lot of spiritual awareness, but my context should have not been wealth creation. It should have been maybe contribution, or maybe just living out whatever I've come with. Or the example that I gave, that oh, I have come here to live this particular gender and I will master everything around that. But here we are looking at ways in which we can alter and change our experience around this, and that will keep victimizing you more and more, because you will feel more and more victim to that particular uh, now constant in your life. Yeah. So I think today's topic is more around, if you go step by step, today's topic is more around what are the conscious and the unconscious choices that we have made in our life, and how do we look at it. Yeah, Gayatri?
Yeah. And now when we also, this upper chakra karmas can be altered. Why is it so that they can be altered and the root chakra and sacral chakra cannot be altered majorly? You might ask that, right? Why so? One simple reason. First three chakras, the upper chakras, are majorly, chakras related to the energies which are intangible. They are thought related, they are emotion related. Lower three chakras are more related to the physical reality, the physical manifestation of one's thought. Yeah. Now, if I have made a choice and because of my own choice, something has gone wrong in my life, it is like taking a U turn. I wanted to reach a particular destination, but I took a wrong turn and now I have reached some other destination. What can I do? I can take a U turn and go back to where I wanted to go originally, right? That is still in my capacity, in my ability. So, anything in your life that has gone wrong because of your own choice, you change the choice, the consequences will start, or the outcome will start changing. So anything that alters first alters at the level of thought and emotion. They are very easy to alter. We are sitting here and somebody calls and tells our group that, your fully booked vacation is there from us. It is fully booked and sponsored by us. 10 days, to exotic location. We are immediately going to feel very happy and elated. No matter what we are dealing, we'll handle that and we'll reach. So thought and emotion is very easy to alter. Even when people come in therapy, the first thing that alters is emotion and thought. Physical reality takes time. Now, the heavier the reality, longer the time. Anything related to root chakra is the heaviest.
Maybe.
It is the densest element, earth element. That is something related to the physical body. It will take its own sweet time. And then physical reality has its own rules. Like I've taken one birth. This lifetime I have one set of parents. That is the rule of earth. I can't say after 10 years my parents change. My best friend's parents become my parents. That rule does not apply here. For that, I will have to exit from this body and come in a new body. And why the sacral
And
chakra?
yeah,
Sacral chakra is, huh,
one thing before that about the root chakra is, we have come here to live the root chakra karma. So that is an unconscious choice, or maybe a conscious choice there, but unconscious here, because the first things that we start is to crack our contract with our parents. That's why even in family constellation language we say that the contract with your parents is the biggest thing that you can crack, because that will ground you in your reality. You're not fighting it, you are living it.
And
So
that
once
will not only ground you, but that is something related to your existence itself.
yeah,
That's why it is so important. I exist in this body because my parents were there, right?
and
Not only I got life, but initially when I was fully dependent on them, even to turn my side, I survived because of them. So that is very, very existence. And why this existence is so important in this form, in this body, because part of this theme connects with my first existential experience, primal experience at the soul level, how I felt there. That's why it is usually the existential trauma itself. With existence itself, with the concept of existing, being alive itself, I feel certain way. That will always get triggered with parents.
and in fact people, like we have noticed, people who have a difficulty in relating to any element on earth, the existence on earth itself, like I don't understand money, I don't understand people, and the go to is there's a lot of fear, no, with that, which is again root chakra. So we have come here to live through that, to kind of, I won't say master it, but ground ourselves in that reality first. And that is the source of our existence on earth. And as Gayatri rightly said, that is the most dense one. So there is a possibility that an entire lifetime goes only in cracking that, or it will keep happening at intervals. You'll keep coming back to the root. Because with everything that gets cracked, there is a new level which keeps opening. So you unlock that level, then you unlock another level.
It's like a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
because
So
because that's how consciousness expands. It's not a punishment again.
yes. So it's like, you're playing 7 video games at one time. And every time you can unlock any level in the 7 chakras. That's how karma exists in your body at thought and emotion level. So first things first, the unconscious choice that we all have made somewhere is to exist on earth. We have come here to be here. And anything which makes us feel disconnected with this entire experience is teaching us something.
Now if that settles, because that is heavy,
That's heavy.
that's heavy, just take a deep breath. That is so, because we are on earth. The sacral chakra karma. Now sacral chakra karma is usually about relationships, not in general, but particular relationships, usually a significant other relationship. Now what has happened here? My choices has impacted another soul's life. So my choice taking me on wrong path, it's still my responsibility, right? And that is still a some amount of valid responsibility. But now because of my choice, somebody else's life has become bad. That is a heavier responsibility. They are suffering because of me. I damaged somebody's life in some way at some point. Again, maybe I have become unconscious about that. I was too attached. I was fearful of losing them. So I tried to control them in some way instead of looking at my fear. And now I've forgotten. So this lifetime I asked for them because then I was asking for them. Now I'm stuck with them. And I feel like, oh my God, like of all the people on the planet, I had to get only this man or this woman.
And
So
for
again,
people,
you have to live through that because when that person's suffering goes away, is not in your hand. So you will live your part and complete it. And you do it with surrender more. You accept it. You say that this is the way it is. Easily, it gets onto the track of resolving, or at least finishing for you. Because there are now two people involved. It's like a table tennis match. I gave you something, you gave me back. I lost my ground, I gave it back. Now you have given me back. And we are playing this match for last 5 lifetimes. So in those 5 lifetimes, there have been many battles and many layers. So there is another person and their free choice is also involved. That is the reason when we have learned this, we have experienced this, and we say this again and again, that whenever you learn any healing modality, any exercise where you can alter your reality, manifest something, create something, do not use it for another person without them wanting that.
because what you are actually generating is a sacral chakra karma
It is
for
like, imagine
yourself,
you think you are doing
yourself, not for them.
and you think you're doing it out of goodwill. Yes, you are. That's no judgment. But I really feel that you will be very happy if you eat sweet. Now you don't want to eat, but I feel you will feel happy. Try eating it, no? So I put it down your throat even when you don't want. Now you are going to come and ask me, how will you feel if I do the same thing to you? So the intention is usually good when we love somebody, when we want to be closer to somebody, or we want good things for them. Our intention is always good. We think we are doing it out of a goodwill, right? We are. But their life, their journey, their conscious, unconscious choices, what fits in them, how they see that, what they want in this moment. We don't know what we want fully as of now.
So
We
it's
are
like,
decoding our own life, and how can we decode somebody else's want fully?
so it's like, they say, now you know what, you will eat the sweet, and then we say, oh, I'm getting punished, I'm being fed and controlled in a way that I don't want. And then there is a new level of hurt now, which Gayatri said, some lifetimes that you have spent together, there are layers. So now the match has gone to the next level of intensity. You gave me one, now I'm going to give you two. So it's like that. And then you say that I'm stuck with this. For people who try to avoid the person, saying, okay, I'm going to get out of this relation because this is not working, they will manifest the same dynamic in the other relation also. Because it is not about the other, it is about you experiencing that with another.
This is where the spiritual concept comes. There is no other in this universe. There is only one. There is only one soul. Because no matter what my narrative is, that will keep on repeating with no matter how many partners I try.
Again, heavy. Please take a deep breath.
So this is a bad news that this cannot be altered. But the good news is how I want to feel in this is still in my control.
Like most of the spiritual masters say, what cannot be cured must be endured, and we take it as a punishment statement. But the good news is that you know that it cannot be cured.
And if it is something that cannot be cured, and then you are supposed to live that, then you are also given the necessary resources to live that. But first you need to change your direction and ask for those resources instead of asking for the resources to crack it, right? That's why the direction of the thought is so important in our journey. If I say, okay, this relationship is not going to alter, fine. This part cannot alter, fine. But I feel so and so way. So what is this trying to teach me? Give me resource to find my learning. Give me a resource to find peace in this. Give me a resource to accept this first. Not out of resignation, but as the perfect plan for my life. Then you will start meeting those resources, either within you or outside. Most of us suffer with these two chakra karmas because we are constantly wanting to alter them, change them. My parents should be better parents. My parents should be more loving. Or my partner should be this way.
Or I deserve a more wealthy life, because money is something which is very which is material. It's the biggest resource to be lived on earth. So we feel everything is around money, when actually it is not about money. It's about you around the money. So I should have had wealthier parents, or I deserve more. Of course, I deserve more is a very good thing. But what effort do I want in the process of deserving more? And what am I ready to do which does not generate any more sacral chakra karma, where I'm not trying to alter the other person, but I'm going through my experiences and standing in what I deserve. And saying, after saying all this, I'm sure Gayatri and I uh, are not the masters who have lived this. No, we have our own set of challenges. This is conceptual. This is the U-turn of thought that can happen today. So let's know what is possible today. By changing a thought, will things start changing? No. By changing a thought, the U-turn has happened. With that, the emotion needs to be processed. With that, the learnings need to come. With that, the resources will start appearing.
In fact, this is another pitfall. Many times, people, when they understand this concept of taking U turn, the moment they make a U turn in their head, they think their karma is now getting resolved. It is done. Because I have changed. I used to complain about my husband, I have stopped complaining. Or, I have accepted my parents the way they are. So my learning with them is complete. Because now conceptually I have understood this. But experientially, there are things which get triggered in a heated moment. So when you understand this and you say that, okay, I'm just in my head, I've only started taking a U-turn. U-turn is not complete yet. And after U-turn also, if I walked away from my original track 25 steps away, I will have to take 25 steps back to come back and reach my original track. That is a journey. That journey can be a week long journey, a day long journey, entire lifetime long journey. Each one will have a different experiences on that. And because I am used to thinking in the old ways, what if I again go back? So the self reflection and constant self inquiry. What am I doing here? Am I trying to change another person? Am I complaining? Okay, I understand I should accept, but you know what? It's not happening. Right now, I have a lot of blame inside me and I am blaming. Acknowledging the reality. That brings us, close to the truth of that moment. And that gives us the ability to take the next step. Next step could be okay, fine. Next 4 5 days, I'm blaming because I'm not feeling like giving up the blame right now. But then you take the responsibility saying that I am blaming because I am hurting. It's again not about the other person or the situation. And then after 5 days, you might just say that, this blame is actually pointless. And you start noticing good in that person. And then you feel that person had changed. Again, after a week, you may fall back. So, this journey, how long it will go on, we do not know. You do not know. You walk it, you learn it. The only promise is more you walk it and more you remain true to yourself, you will start meeting your internal resources. You will start getting your learning. You will start living your learning. And there will come a moment of that balance of cycling where you will start mastering your lesson. And once you master your lesson, then the purpose of you learning that lesson will open up for you, which might be you are able to teach it to others or become
So
an
true.
inspiration, while you don't go and teach or do something about it, but somebody just gets that through you, or it flows to the next generation through you.
Yes, that is a big possibility. Flowing to the next generation through you.
And that is the biggest service to the life, because if I live in a way that life nurtures through me, then consciousness is growing. And if I nurture life, life will make sure that I get what I need. That is the basic rule of life.
Yes, life takes care of itself. Huh?
But first, we need to make sure that we are in the game of nurturing life, not destroying life. So, karma is here to show us that. Where I am thinking I'm nurturing life, but I am not. And that is
And
not
I'm
easy.
actually, yeah, and I'm not, I'm controlling. So, one of the ways, like there are many healers and therapists who are watching this. One of the ways to do it will be very, very consciously when something around parents, money, or relationships show up, go inward than going outward and trying to change there, because all the modalities that you have learned, you will want to apply it there. Apply it here. Because the more, it's like a Velcro, the more you start separating out and going on your journey, is the more the other person has the possibility of going on their journey. So every time it's about going here, at least when it is related to these 4 5 topics.
And then comes a general karma, which we spoke about the, upper chakras. You can alter that because it was your thought that created an action and that majorly impacted your life situations or outcomes. For example, I believe somebody believes that, um, I'm weak because I'm a woman. I'm weak because I'm a woman, or I'm a victim because I'm a woman. I'm born as a woman. Now life keeps showing that person that. The day this person goes and understands that, you know what, I only created this. There is no, it's not the ultimate truth. And this person starts undoing the belief, the life situations will show different reality, different experiences. So also start looking at these general beliefs that you have about your life. In group situations I experience this way, or with authorities I feel a certain way.
One of the most basic things that we come across with our clients is I don't feel seen and heard, which is I don't feel taken care of. I don't feel safe. These are very, very basic things. Yes, that's a deep breath moment. I think
But
what we,
sorry,
sorry, I was just coming to what we welcome you to do this week.
please. I was going to say the same.
Yeah, please go on.
So before that, I wanted to say, like, we really would want to invite you that take this month like a 21 days long practice. Because with each concept that we are sharing, there is heaviness in some part of the body or the breath. So your body is already showing, body is wiser beyond your, like, our mind and understanding. Body is connected to the unconscious mind, and it has all the access to all the wisdom. So body wisdom is very, very good. So honor your body. See, when you think about these aspects, when you're listening right now, what's happening in your body, what's happening in your breath, that will show you a lot. And there will be moments when it might become heavy for you. Then use the techniques that you have learned so far, either with us or anywhere else. Breathing techniques, EFT, you know
Pranayam.
pranayam. If you start numbing your pain by distraction, at least be aware of it. I'm coping. Today I'm eating a painkiller because this pain is unmanageable, but I know that I'm coping for today. Maybe next week I'll build the courage to look at it. Or today I'm distracting myself with food or any habit, and fine. For today I'm doing that. So acknowledge your truth in every moment, and if you wish, just take up one aspect which you feel is most pressing and is not altering in your life right now. And no matter what topic we talk on, we may talk about parents, we may talk about relationship, you keep taking it back to your issue. We are very, very sure that at the end of this month you will have figured out few things for yourself. So I think this week we want you to sit with the aspects that we spoke about and start looking at these aspects. And every one of you may not have the same thing on your list, but I personally would like you to keep your relationship with your parents on top of the list.
Mother, mother,
Yeah.
and because mother knows you 9 months more than your father. Mother, father, and then
And more you feel that you are healed in your relationship with your parents, more work is needed.
yeah.
That's what our teachers told us, I remember.
Yes, yes.
You go in front of them and say that, I have healed my relationship with my parents. Then they take a deep breath and say, that means there is more work. Because the one who has actually done a lot of work will say, no, I'm still working. There are layers and I'm still working. So not to humiliate anybody's journey, not to humiliate anybody's efforts, but that's how we have experienced with our own self and our clients also.
Yeah.
So this statement
This is,
does hold some
yeah.
value.
And this is irrespective of the fact whether your parents are dead or alive. You are born through them in this life, period.
Whether you have lived with them, not lived with
Not
them,
lived.
you have seen them, not seen them, wherever they are. It is about how you perceive them in your heart. even today. So at least I think we have come to a point that if you keep sorting your relationship with your parents, you will keep sorting your life. That though those two relationships have that much power in them. So that's it. And from there, I think you will start understanding, the kind of theme that is operating in your life. What are your core issues? What are your core beliefs? How much are they true for you? How much strong grip these beliefs do have on you? What
Are
are the
they even
major challenges that you face?
yes?
So,
And are they even true, or is it a misinterpreted wisdom? All this will start coming to the surface. It'll come to the surface.
and if a good thing comes, you know, accept it, take it, embrace it, feel it. If a bad thing comes, if a painful thing comes, be more patient with yourself, because behind that pain is your resource. You lost a resourceful part of you behind in that, and which is there behind that pain. So there will be a moment you'll feel like running away from that pain. Acknowledge that I'm not able to sit with this. And that part of you will keep calling you. So more you run away, situations will trigger it so that you go back. And more you remain aware that okay, fine, I'm running away right now, I'm pausing. But I intend to keep looking at my pain, easier it will become. So I think this is what we have for today.
Yeah.
Let's
Ha-
start with the discussion.
yes. If at any time you'll feel you'll want to go back to this webinar and watch it again, because there have been a lot of things which have been heavy. When I say heavy, because your body is responding, and maybe your thoughts have taken you elsewhere and you've missed it. So please feel free to go back to YouTube and watch this webinar again, or watch it in bits and pieces. Make notes for yourself the way you would want it. We'll post it at the earliest.